Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver, author of Tribalism and It's Okay to Leave the Plantation, the founder of YouAreToBeFree.com. Did I just hear the President of the United States compare Republicans and tell Republicans they should not criticize his policy on Syrian immigration because it will give aid to the enemy? It will give recruiting power to ISIS. Recruiting power. He's more concerned about offending ISIS than defeating ISIS, which is probably why he hasn't done it. Mr. President, can you imagine President Roosevelt telling the people on December the 8th that we should appease and not give any angry response to the Japanese over Pearl Harbor because it may give them recruiting propaganda? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going to the Germans and Hitler and have a discussion with him about the Jews? Mr. President, I guess you're saying that it's okay that the response to Christians being murdered in Syria is to bring more Syrian Muslims to America. Is that what you're saying? I guess you're right in the sense that if you bring more Syrian Muslims here, if you bring them all here, there'd be no one in Syria to kill Christians. Is that what you're saying? So you seem to be very, very eager to criticize Republicans. Why don't you criticize Syria, ISIS? Why don't you criticize the bombers who blew up children in France? Why don't you criticize the murder of Christians, the beheading of Christians in the Middle East? Why don't you criticize Islamic fascist terrorists? Why don't you even give them a name, Mr. President? It seems like you're eager to attack Republicans for disagreeing with you. And you seem to be eager to please those who we think hate us. Who do you love, Mr. President? Who are you going to defend, Mr. President? When are you going to stop making this a Comedy Central stand-up in front of a microphone? Stop being flippant. Stop being funny. Stop being comical. Start being serious about your actions, not what come out of your mouth, but what you do. Mr. President, we need a president. If you're afraid to lead, sit on the sidelines. This is a job for real men. This is a job for patriots. This is a job who are not trying to find common ground. One more word, Mr. President. Get back to Japan. You know, we gave them all kind of reasons to hate us and talk about us, but when we dropped the atomic bomb on their behind, they have not given us an inch of problems since. When we dropped the atomic bomb on them, they stopped fighting immediately and haven't given us any grief since then. Yes, it's going to leave a stink. Yes, standing right will also raise a stink. Victory raises a stink. It's a stink from the dead. Lead, Mr. President, or get out of our way. Mason Weaver here.